Okay, let's talk about something I think we've all felt. You're scrolling, you're watching the news, and you just get this feeling that something is really, really broken with our media. But here's a thought. What if that chaos we're seeing in the press, what if it isn't the actual problem? What if it's just a symptom of something much, much bigger? I mean, it's the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? That feeling of whiplash you get scrolling through your feed, this nagging sense that the news we're all consuming is just off. But the question is, just how bad is it really? Well, this isn't just our gut feeling from the outside. Get this, 90%. That number comes from a 2022 Pew Research study of journalists. Think about that. 9 out of every 10 journalists say disinformation is a huge problem inside their own industry. I mean, wow. When the people on the inside are basically screaming fire, you gotta pay attention. So, what does all this turmoil actually look like day to day? Let's zoom in a bit and look at the specific challenges that are hitting the press right now. It's really like a perfect storm. You've got disinformation just everywhere, muddying the waters on every single topic. At the same time, there's this intense political pressure trying to bend the truth to its will. Naturally, that eats away at journalistic integrity, and in the most awful cases, it even leads to actual violence against reporters. The result, for all of us, we're left in this constant state of confusion and, frankly, fear. And let's be clear, this isn't some random accident. This quote here points to very deliberate political strategies. You see them in big policy proposals like Project 2025 in the US that are specifically designed to weaken the press and control the story. This is a conscious effort to undermine one of the core pillars of a free society.
And here's where it gets terrifyingly real. This pressure isn't just theoretical. It has a very real, very human cost. I mean, when journalists are being forced to literally flee their homes just for doing their jobs, it's a massive red flag that freedom of the press is in serious trouble, not just in one place, but all over the world.
So we've looked at the symptoms, the disinformation, the attacks, the fear. But what if all of that isn't the disease itself? What if it's just a sign of something much deeper? The source material for this explainer suggests a pretty profound diagnosis. Let's dive into that. At the very heart of this diagnosis is this idea of societal decadence. Now, our source, which draws from a Baha'i perspective, explains it like this. It's what happens when a whole society kind of loses its moral compass. It's this big shift away from spiritual principles and towards just stuff, materialism, self-interest, and that in turn opens the door for corruption to spread everywhere. And this list, it paints a pretty stark picture of what that kind of society looks like. You see more intolerance, a breakdown of social bonds, this crazy obsession with material things, and then look at that last item on the list, the corruption of the press. So from this viewpoint, a broken media isn't some standalone problem. It's actually a key indicator of a much larger breakdown in society itself. This really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? On one side, you have the ideal of what a healthy press could be, a place for different views, a tool for understanding, something that actually brings people together. And on the other side, well, you have a corrupt press, one that's easily manipulated, serves special interests, and ends up just sowing more division. This is the choice we're facing. Okay, so this isn't all doom and gloom. It's not just about pointing out what's wrong. Our source also offers a really hopeful vision for what's next, a totally new and powerful role for the press. So let's explore what that might actually look like. Now, this is a powerful idea. Instead of being a weapon for division, the Baha'i writings imagine a future where the press is an absolutely essential part of a united global society, a world commonwealth. So in this future, the press wouldn't just be reporting on the world, it would be actively helping to build a better one. So how do we even get there? Well, our source lays out these core principles. It all starts with being free from manipulation and being totally committed to hearing out different points of view. But it goes even deeper, calling on the press to foster genuine consultation, to help guide us toward things that are truly worthwhile, and ultimately to become a massive force for unity. And to really feel the weight of this vision, you just have to hear this quote from Abdul-Baha, a central figure in the Baha'i Faith. He called the press the dynamic power in the arteries of life, the very soul of the world. I mean, just let that sink in. That's not talking about a business or an industry. That's talking about the press as a vital organ, something absolutely essential for the health and the very consciousness of all humanity. So at the end of the day, we're left with this huge contrast, right? The press as just another symptom of a society in decline, or the press is the very soul of a united world.
And that leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. In this chaotic time we're living in, what is the true purpose of the press? And what role do we want it to play in building our future?